ChatGPT. Relate ACIM to the movie Limitless. Limitless through the lens of A Course in Miracles, ACIM. Limitless appears on the surface to be a story about unlocking the hidden potential of the brain. Through the lens of A Course in Miracles, however, becomes a fascinating exploration of the difference between expanding the ego and awakening the mind. When Eddie first takes NZT, his world changes dramatically. His intelligence increases, opportunities multiply, and he begins to experience a sense of power that seems almost miraculous. Yet, ACIM would ask an important question: who is becoming powerful? The ego is always seeking enhancement. It wants to become smarter, richer, more attractive, more successful, more influential, and more admired. It believes salvation lies in becoming a better version of the separate self. Eddie's journey initially reflects this pursuit perfectly. The drug does not challenge the ego's foundation. It amplifies it. The ego's dream is not merely to survive. It wants to become extraordinary. In ACM, this is called the pursuit of specialness. Specialness says, I must be different. I must be superior. I must stand apart. I must possess something others do not. The more Eddie appears to gain, the more deeply he becomes trapped in fear, competition, secrecy, and vulnerability. This reflects one of the Course's key teachings. Every gain the ego values carries the shadow of potential loss. The more valuable something becomes in the ego's eyes, the more fearful it becomes of losing it. Another powerful theme is the belief that salvation comes from outside oneself. Eddie believes the pill is the source of his power. The ego always searches for such external saviors: money, relationships, status, knowledge, achievement, technology. Gently redirects attention inward. The miracle does not come from something added to you. It comes from removing what obscures what is already there. The irony of the film is that Eddie becomes increasingly dependent upon the very thing he believes is setting him free. This mirrors the ego's entire strategy. It promises freedom through acquisition, while quietly increasing dependence. The Course teaches that true freedom comes not from gaining more, but from recognizing that nothing real is lacking. The film also explores perception. As Eddie's mental capacity expands, he begins to see patterns, connections, and possibilities that were previously hidden. This can serve as a symbol for the miracle. A miracle in ACIM is not an increase in intellectual ability. It is a shift in perception. Suddenly what seemed impossible becomes obvious. What seemed separate appears connected. What seemed threatening is reinterpreted through love. Toward the end of the film, the question becomes less about intelligence and more about mastery. Can power be used without fear? Can success exist without attack? Can ability exist without specialness? These are spiritual questions, not intellectual ones. IM would suggest that the greatest limitation is not a lack of intelligence, but identification with the ego itself. The ego can become brilliant and remain deeply afraid. It can become wealthy and remain empty. It can become powerful and remain vulnerable. The Holy Spirit offers another path entirely, not greater personal power, but the remembrance of shared innocence, not becoming special, but recognizing wholeness, not mastering the world, but releasing the need to control it. The deepest message of Limitless through the lens of ACIM is that the mind is indeed far more expansive than we imagine, but its true limitlessness is not found in enhanced thinking. It is found in awakening beyond the belief that we are a separate self who needs enhancement at all. For the limitless self that God created, nothing is missing, nothing needs improvement, and nothing has ever been lost.